I said I was going to BRP. Why'd you leave? And I'm like, it's Monday. Monday
Yeah.
evening. Durr! And I'm like, waves arms at podcast. Oh, right. Duh.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes is. Sometimes.
There we go. We are looking good on the screen. So I'm
What's
going
it
to move.
up that you're live?
All right. Dipsy doo dunkaroo, baby. I have a new router, so we should have no internet problems. It runs 5G and 2G.
I don't know. Yami's in a weird mood today.
Oh, well, that'll be exciting for tonight. Tonight.
I'm also trying not to die.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag no deaths.
Well, okay, so you know, of course, so for anybody that may actually be here early, I doubt it, but hey.
We just lost.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, he's back. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going. Sorry.
Okay, so we have some people here. So, my lovely thing is I'm immunocompromised, so it takes me, and that's because of my medication for my thyroid, that and it's believed I might have Hashimoto's thyroidism, which means your thyroid is attacking itself. Your white blood cells are like attacking your thyroid. I still have to get that fully tested. But anyway, so my medication makes my immune system crap. So it takes me forever to get better. So it was like the week before my birthday, I get sick, okay?
Oh.
And I get massive bronchitis. At the same time,
Mashing
I
the
had gone.
keyboard over there.
At the same time, I got a nasal spray, like Nasonex, to treat my sinuses because I was having sinus migraines. Couldn't take it for like 5 days after getting it. Started taking it. I have, as my friends say, let me open Yami's medical journal. I have post-nasal drip. Deviated septums are really common in my family. But I apparently only have a slight deviation, not enough to warrant surgery or anything. But because of that, it's not even my immunocompromisation at this point. It's because of the goddamn post-nasal drip that I am not able to get over this goddamn bronchitis. I have been coughing non-stop. I go yesterday to go get cough drops from the store across the street. I grabbed some ginger ale. I grabbed like a bag of chips and a cheesy bun. And what do I forget when I come back in the door? Cough drops.
Okay, so I immediately went cheesy poofs when you said cheesy bun.
No, literally like just a bun with cheese on top of it and cheese in it.
That sounds terribly unhealthy. So,
delicious.
Alexander is here, or at least that's what I'm showing right now on my Twitch. And I listened to Alexander on a podcast. I just finished listening to the podcast like the other day. And it's one of those instances. Have you ever had that instance where you see a name and you've read a name and you've emailed or tweeted with somebody, and then you hear their voice and you go, that is not how I pictured that person or heard that voice in my head.
Actually, I think that was you. I think I did that with you.
Solar Flare from CTR.
Yeah.
Hearing his voice and then seeing him, I literally said to him, "Love you to pieces, Solar. Damn, you do not match your voice."
Well, that's exactly it. So I had this picture of who Alexander was, right? And I'm going, oh man, this is the Alexander in my head. And then I heard the voice, and I'm like, what? No. Huh. Ali, Brief History of Hunters? No, I don't think I've heard that yet. I heard you on, I don't remember what podcast it was. You were a guest, and you got to rant for 2 minutes. I remember that. I don't have my phone. Otherwise, I'd look at my phone. My phone has disappeared. So, okay. I'm feeling good tonight.
I'm
They have a 2-hour
Hey.
delay for elementary school tomorrow, so
Oh,
it
good.
means I don't have to get up extremely early.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
We're on the extreme west side of that snowstorm that's hitting the East Coast.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Oh, okay.
I don't think we're gonna
Yee.
get near what the eastern side of Pennsylvania is gonna get, but we'll get a little bit of snow.
I hope we're not sending it your way.
No, this is a nor'easter.
No, because I mean like the cold. I hope it is
Oh.
headed your way because it was like minus 40 Celsius the other week.
Gosh, I hope not.
So that's like, and then it went to minus 35. So that's like minus 31 Fahrenheit, I think. And then this week it's supposed to be like the warmest is supposed to be is on Wednesday. It's going to be 48 degrees Fahrenheit. So
Oh wow.
God,
Yeah,
it was
see, no,
hot
that's
today.
short weather, JK.
Yes. Oh, Dark Moon Herald. That's the one I listened to. If you guys get a chance, listen to Dark Moon Herald. It was a fun podcast, but that's the one that I heard Ollie Saunders' voice for the first time, and I was like, "What?" So, we're gonna have to have Ollie Saunders on the show now because Ollie Saunders' been on like kind of everybody else's show, and I'm like, we're failing. But first we have to Saisil on, which reminds me, Saisil, if you're available next week, would love to have you on next week. Just don't send us any crafting questions or emails because then we're essentially answering your questions. So, okay, well, I'll have to listen to Torn and the Goblin. I think, actually, Ollie, Torn and the Goblin's in my podcast. I didn't do much walking this week due to sickness, and usually I listen to my podcast when I do all my walking, so...
Oh my god, I found a cough drop.
Oh, you mean like, here, I'll show you my bag that has been sitting at my computer for like the past week.
I went through 3 bags in no time flat.
It's like candy, isn't it?
I feel your pain. Oh, it's not even candy. It's just
It's candy for the throat.
Cough my butt off. Oh no! I have literally licensed Halls ones.
Nice.
I always get 2 kinds. The assorted mint bag.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
the assorted or the honey lemon bag. Mint bag so I don't cough my butt off. Lemon bag in case my sore throat. So I had a really sore throat, so the lemon bag was the one that I got first. I have them scattered around my desk at the moment, so I'm just like lift up something. Like, oh, cough drop. Lift up another one. Ooh, cough drop.
All right.
Piece of candy.
It is 10 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get this party started. So we're going live in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in...
Welcome, friend, to the LoreCraft podcast.
And welcome once again to the LoreCraft podcast. My name is Magic, your fun, furry, fabulous feline Tauren druid, and you're listening to episode 94, The Nighthold and Dragon Wait. I actually have a title ready this week prior to the podcast starting. With us, as always, we have our raven-haired, our emerald-eyed, our ruby ear-ringed, and pinky-skinned blood elf hunter, Yamano. Say hi, Yamano. And one of these days, I'm going to fix our streaming image, and no longer will it be Legren Stoneaxe, our Orcish warrior. Instead, we have, and you know what? I'm going to have to go with our Tauren monk, because that's what I have so far, but our Tauren monk, Floonran. Say hi, Floon.
What's going on?
I'll get better as time goes on. I mean, if believe it or not, Yami's original introduction was just Blood Elf Hunter Yamano. So...
I got
grew.
something. I'll take that.
It got longer, and it was. I think the longest it finally got out was when we did that interview with Novel.
Oh yeah.
You were like just going on, and I was like, "Dang."
Well, sometimes I feel creative. The juices are there.
Oh, okay.
So it takes time.
So long as you have excuses.
Yeah, exactly. We are, like I said, we are episode 94. We are 6 episodes away from our 100th episode. So if we're looking at the calendar right now real quick, so that would be April 10th. That's not going to happen. Because the week of the 3rd is a show week for me. So there's no podcast on the week of the 3rd. So our 100th episode, our 100th anniversary episode will be on the 17th of April. So right now, are you not going to be available?
When's Easter?
Oh my God, that's Easter weekend.
Oh, no.
16th is Easter.
So it's probably
Yeah,
gonna
but that's a Monday. You can make it back Monday, right?
I'm not going to be in town.
Oh, you bugger. So we should hold off to the 24th? Is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to see here.
Okay. Well, so the 100th episode will happen at some point in April. So start making your plans now because we're going to do a giveaway. I've already decided we're giving away Chronicle Volume 2. But you have to be here for the live show. Okay? So if you, now, you know what? If
I won't be in town.
you won't be in town on the 17th?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mother is coming to grab me on the 14th, and I won't be able to come back till probably the 19th.
Okay, we'll figure it out. There will be something going on. There will be a 100th anniversary episode. We're going to do a live giveaway, and I'm also going to do a listener giveaway a week later. So there will be something going on in that. So we're going to do 2. I've decided we're going to do 2. I've got some Patreon money saved up, and we're going to do 2 giveaways of Chronicle Volume 2. So I'm excited. I'm ordering my Chronicle Volume 2 this week. So, but we'll get to that. Okay. So let's. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Don't you?
Oh no.
So here we go. Of course we need to start out with
This week across Azeroth.
All right, so here we are. This week across Azeroth, we're going to start off with, on my list, Floon. You get to start this week. What'd you do this week across Azeroth?
Well, I hit that 110 on my monk, finally.
I wish I had a cheer button here. I don't.
Yay!
Yeah, hold on.
I'll do that.
Okay, there we go.
It was a little, all right, keep going on.
Yami's mind
Just-
got her.
Wait till you... Oh my gosh. Well, wait till you see the video. I look like a seal clapping, so...
I'm gonna extract that gift.
No, I see the video. That's amazing.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna grab that one day. And I'm gonna put it everywhere. Anyways,
Oh,
yeah. So hit 110. Started gearing up. Still have not finished out my class hall campaign yet. I had a little oops last night and forgot to talk to the person at the beginning of Halls of Valor. So I ran Halls of Valor and was like, whoops, I forgot to do it right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was really mad. And then because it took me like 30 minutes to queue for that. And I was
Right.
like,
Do you still need to do it, or did you get it done?
I do need to do it. Yes.
We'll do it after this, then. We'll do it on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, and then pretty much been. I mean, I've logged over to a couple of my other tunes as well, and was just kind of goofing around on them. Finally got the a third weapon with any class. I have not gotten all the weapons with anything until my.
You
warlock.
got all 3?
On my warlock, not on my monk.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm done talking to you.
Well, you know what? I just want that character to be fun, but it's not going to happen.
So your warlock, what's it cost to transfer that to Horde side?
I'm not. No, it's not worth it. If I was going to do anything, it would be either my druid or my shaman.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Yeah. Well, druids.
I get paid soon.
So, yeah, and then, did some stuff with you, did the time walking for the first time in a while, which is great because I never really did any mists.
They were too easy, though, weren't they?
They're always easy, but I mean...
Yami, did you do any of the time walkings?
I haven't even touched them.
Okay,
no.
did you either of you guys do the Wrath time walkings?
Oh, those were
Yeah.
exceptionally easy.
See,
I
thought...
find time walking dungeons easy in general, but that's
They
because
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am gonna sound like an elitist jerk here, but that's because I kind of found the heroics when they were at level easy peasy.
Yeah.
The exception was one dungeon in Burning Crusade. It has that ogre boss in it, and if you don't clear the room before pulling him, it'll pull the entire room.
Which is always fun.
Yeah. Hey,
And they all do like AoE damage and dots and fears, and so it's like, bye.
Yeah.
yeah. I wish you would have seen this this druid who tanked for the heroic Halls of Valor last night. He pulled like the entire middle hall where all the drunks are.
Did he
And
live?
We all lived.
Wow. Oh, the healer
It
was
was
good.
It was a monk healer actually.
Okay. See, monk heals number one.
Oh, if you say so.
Anything else? Is that it?
That's pretty much all I've had time for.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, Yami, what'd you do this week in Azeroth?
Just real quick, the dungeon I was talking about was Shadow Labs.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The other exception to that rule is what was it? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue again. In Cataclysm Grim Battle,
Oh, right,
the
right.
second last boss was just for people, and heroic dead mines because people didn't know how to AoE.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But
yeah.
other than that, as for what my week in WoW entailed, well, so no luck on mounts again.
Aw.
Versus, and I'm working on another Terragosa staff because why not? So it's on my mage this time instead of my priest previously, and so the lovely raid decided to short me out of one single ember.
Oh, that's stinky.
Last boss. Oh hey, so here's here's all the embers you have for this lockout. I literally need one. As for everything else, I've started doing mythics with my guild. So far, I have not really gotten much for upgrades. Minor ring upgrade, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now I'm just doing the Paragon levels on my artifact trait.
Oh, nice.
Been doing that for a while now.
Yeah.
And now I have 5 110s. My rogue finished her Order Hall campaign, and I am currently working on my warrior. And warrior is level 105, and she started at level 102 this morning.
All right. All
But
right.
that's about it. I might eventually pug Emerald Nightmare for giggles.
Why not?
Yeah, Emerald Nightmare. Or do the LFR, which is like.
No, I'm not doing it LFR. I'm doing it normal because I'm for the quests.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the only reason. Otherwise, I would just do LFR.
Yeah.
One of these bosses needs to drop me a trinket. Mother of God. I'm not even kidding on this. I have I think it's like a 8 something, like really low blue trinket still. Still. Nobody is dropping me a trinket. Nobody.
I understand that feeling.
Oh my God. It's like, okay, so an example of Yami of her loveliness luck with RNG is, so I'm epically awesome and with luck with mounts and pets, usually.
Right.
I've been having a dry spell for quite a while now with the ones that I'm going through. But anyway, case in point is I have Onyxia Drake, I have Ashes of Alar, I have the mount off of Ragnaros, I actually have all the Fireland mounts, now that I think about it. And anyway, if it's a rare mount, I probably have it. Still need the old war mount. But, so I have this stupid trinket that is item level 825, and it's a blue, and it gives me agi and crit. I don't need crit. But, so my luck, I went almost all the way through Mists of Pandaria, almost all the way through Cataclysm, with no PvE bow. If it weren't for PvP at the time, I would have not had a epic bow. Same within Warlords. So I'm really, really happy that there's artifacts right now because looking at my luck.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, I think many of us feel that pain from time to time.
RNG Jesus hates me.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it was a productive week for you at least. So for me, I have lived in WoW this week. For once, I actually avoided most other games. I have done looking for raid for everything now. For Emerald Nightmare, for the water one. What's it?
Trial of Valor.
Trial of, or yeah, whatever it is. And then I did last night. I did Nighthold. I didn't think I was going to get to it this week because I didn't think I was going to get the eye level. But
You were having trouble getting there.
yeah, and that's exactly it. Is I was having terrible luck in general with gear, but then I managed to get a couple of things and got into Nighthold. And my goodness, can we talk about beauty of game art for a minute? Because that raid is gorgeous.
It really is.
Half the time I didn't want to DPS, I just wanted to look around. And when you do, like, and we're going to talk a little bit later about this, but when you do Star Augur Atreus,
I know.
I
haven't even done Nighthold, but I've watched, and I agree. There's a theory crafter on Twitter, Blinkenstein,
yeah.
and they had tweeted out a while ago, like, "Hey Blizz, can you just make the backgrounds from Star Augur like high-res images?
I know, right?
That we can have as backgrounds."
Oh, it would.
'Cause, like, oh my lord, it's just.
So yeah. Oh, and I finished my Druid campaign, so I have all my art, and that's really what boosted me. I went from like crap eye level and got like 10 eye levels in that, so that was huge.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that on my monk.
And so I like this week I have lived. I put up events for the guild for this week on the calendar. We've got like transmog runs, we've got LFR runs, we've got RP events. I am back to it. I am feeling really good about WoW. It's been a while, but I'm fully back into it. And then, of course, on top of that, I've been listening to like crazy to WoW podcast, or actually Blizzard podcast, because I've been listening to like the Core, which deals with Heroes of the Storm, and Overwatcher, which deals with Overwatch.
Diablo.
But I've been listening to Blizzard podcasts, and that's what I brought up. So Alessandra's here with us in chat today, and I heard her on Dark Moon Herald, and totally did not picture that voice with my image of Alessandra. And she said in here at some point that most people think she was a guy. I didn't have necessarily a gender specified for you, but I have, like, I hear voices.
Get that checked out.
Exactly. When I email people and stuff, I attribute a voice to it, and your voice just was not what was in my head when I pictured. And on top of that, my son's name is Alexander, and so of course when I say Alexander, that has a similarity to it. And so I immediately am like, I attribute a little bit of him into the image in my head. But yeah, so that was exciting. But man, I've been listening to podcasts galore lately. And so I think that has contributed to me wanting to be in game, because you listen to other people who are excited about it and you get excited about it. And you're like, I'm going in game.
I'm just happy to be playing with you again.
I know, right?
It's getting. I'm getting in trouble for wanting to play too much.
We're gonna keep raffle ponying those noobs.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Just like
Actually,
we raffle pwned all those people in that free for all.
Yeah, like I did that PvP and did terrible. Oh my gosh, it's been so long.
Oh man, I haven't even tried PvP on my monk, so.
All right. So that is our what's it called? It's our week across Azeroth. Yeah, oh my gosh, thinking. Okay, so let's see what do we got next? We got no fantasy fables. Nobody sent me anything. I'm gonna keep saying it. If somebody sends me a fantasy fable, either a link or an original story, I will read it here on the podcast, and I'll probably use Yamano and Floon as voice talent.
You know how I feel about voice talent.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play Hannah.
Oh,
So
curses.
So there's that. So we don't have anything this week. Send it to me. That's Machik at thelorecraft.com. And I didn't get to... So I know what add-on review I'm doing. There's a TRP3 add-on that is an addition, like extension to
really?
TRP3.
Oh.
And I just haven't had enough time to play with all of the aspects. So I'm hoping to do that this week. And we'll be talking about the TRP3 extension next week.
You want to make sure you link me that so I can check it out too.
Yes. Well, it's an in-curse. So if you just do a TRP3
Okay. You're saying
search,
do that now?
yeah, it's so essentially what TRP3 did is they took TRP2 and split it. So TRP3 is the basic add-on, and TRP3 extension is all the additional stuff that came with TRP2.
Got it.
So I like the
Okay.
fact that they split it because a lot of people didn't use that extensive stuff, but I did, and I've missed it. So
Well,
I found it again.
Good. Yeah, I'll check that out.
So yeah. If for those of you that use TRP3, that's what we're going to be looking at next week. If you have anything that you want to comment about it, you can tweet at thelorecraft. Let us know if you use it. Would love to know how you use it. And for me, the ability to create my own quests is what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's time to get to the main topic. I don't have a button to press for main topic, so I'll just do main topic. That was terrible, wasn't it? Don't judge. No judging, you two.
Hashtag no judge.
Exactly. So this week we're talking about Nighthold, and funnily enough, is that a word?
Sure, let's go with it.
I think it's Canadian. Yami, do you know?
Well,
So funny story about Canadians, right? Not funny story, but depressing story is that fewer Canadians are visiting the U.S. lately due to the current political climate. So, Yami, have you visited the U.S. lately?
I have no intention other than maybe when I am able to afford to go to BlizzCon ever visiting the U.S.
So there you go, folks.
My thoughts on your country are bleep, 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 bleep.
From
You all are bleep.
from a true and tried Canadian, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know. That didn't sound very nice.
No, I
She
know.
didn't even say sorry.
No, I.
Contrary to popular belief, not all of us are polite.
What?
But
Only
we
those
are
on the
enjoying-
eastern side of the state or country.
We are enjoying looking. There was a meme of like, this is Canada, and they're looking through the blinds at their neighbors, and it's the U.S. and everything's on fire, and they're being asked, "So how's the U.S. doing right now?" Looks through blinds, see everything on fire, puts blinds back. They're doing fine.
That sounds about right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's our little. That's all we have for politics, ladies and gentlemen. Moving back to our
Let's move to the
main topic.
before I-
So we're talking Nighthold, and I actually, this topic's been something I want to talk about for several weeks now, but I've been kind of holding off, and I just decided to do it this week, and then I ended up being able to do Nighthold, which I didn't think I was going to, but I did, so that was exciting. But Nighthold is really kind of cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about the history, and then we will talk a little bit about some of the bosses, which is relevant to the history of Soromar in general. And then there's a little bit of speculation that I want to talk about in the end. So I kind of started this all with, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Sanctum of Order. For those that don't know what the Sanctum of Order is, it is a location. Okay? It is, and I lost those notes, so I have to pull those notes back up. I have all my notes here in like 8 different locations. It's terrible. But it's an administrative building in Suramar. Okay? Located, per Wowpedia, located on the Terrace of Order and the Grand Promenade. Okay?
Is that where I go to get my visa?
Well, yeah, the Suramarian visas are there and passports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you have to be a Suramarian.
Oh. I could turn into a little cat thing.
Okay, well that'll work, I guess. So this is the headquarters of Duskwatch. Now I didn't know much of Duskwatch before I started doing my research. But Duskwatch essentially are the police of Suramar. They deal with the law, maintaining law and order. They were actually formed after the end of the War of the Ancients, as those in Suramar began the transition to Nightborn, which I think is pretty cool. They, again, essentially they're the police. Okay, and they make sure that the will of Grand Magistrix Elisande. Am I saying Elisande right, Yamano?
It is.
Or is it Elisande?
Yeah, that's
No,
how
it's Elisande.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is that Elisande, but then Taranda? Why do we
I'm going
add
off Malfurion here.
yeah, so why do we add the at the end of that, but not at the end of Elisande?
Because Malfurion screaming Tyrande would sound silly.
All right. Well, I suppose that's a valid point. See, this is
That's all I got.
this is one of the things I think Wowpedia needs to do. It needs to do like dictionary.com and have a little voice spoken so you know and it's got to be in a Metzen's voice. So if we could have
I mean, he's not doing anything right now, right?
No, he's hanging out with his family. So if we could have his voice tell us how everything is pronounced, I think that would be stunning.
That'd be great.
So
Yeah, until I hear otherwise, I've only heard it as Elisande.
okay.
That's how
I mean,
I've heard everybody say it. So
I'm good with that. I have no
Yeah.
problems with it. It's just it seems odd that she's I guess it's not odd. They're all elves, which are odd in general, right? Anybody that plays an elf is
no. You stop that. You stop that.
No,
stop that.
please continue.
Yeah, he's like, what? No. See, and Alessandra's there. Elves have a complex and beautiful language humans are unable to comprehend or speak. Okay, I'll give
They're
you
also
that.
very
They
high
seem,
and mighty.
yeah, a little snooty, don't you think? Those elves.
Definitely snooty. We've had this
Hoity-toity.
discussion.
Yeah, hoity-toity.
I will again say, blood elves snorting mana powder off of the dashboard.
I got a picture of it's like the Scarface shot where he's sitting at the desk, but it's Kael'thas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Duskwatch essentially served fairly a domestic role, just like any local law enforcement would do, especially while they were sealed off from the rest of the world for some 10,000 odd years. But once the shield came down, Duskwatch started taking on a more militaristic role. Okay, and so now they're just like any other soldiers with any other race out there, and are deployed throughout Suramar to help protect the Nightborn. So, excuse me, there is a bit of dissent among some Nightborn, and everybody read the comic, right? You guys read the comic, which was stunning. Did you ever watch it, Flynn?
And by now, I think pretty much everybody has delved into Suramar.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah. I mean,
I don't know what you're talking
there
about.
is more
Never
arc.
been there.
There is more arc wine than I can ever imagine. We need more arc wine. No, you don't.
Stop on those grapes.
Stop on those grapes. So
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
So the Dust Watch were actually used kind of as a way to put down the protests. Okay. And extremely loyal to Elisande. But there was and is the beginning of defections from Duskwatch to the Nightfallen Rebellion. Because, just like any... see, everybody... See? Don't talk about the arc wine or those ancient mana crystals. Because just like... I mean, and that's one of the great things, right, about... Blizz making their worlds complex is, not everybody's going to agree with what Elisande is doing. Hence the original Insurrection in the comic, which failed miserably. That comic, that was so good. So you've got the Duskwatch. Again, the answer to Elisande, and that brings us to Elisande. Grand Magistrix Elisande, the ruler of Soromar, and also a boss in Nighthold itself. In the comic, we see she is the one who makes the decision to bring down the shield around Soromar.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's a question for you guys. What do you guys think? She brings down the shield. Is she, and one of the things she says, and she says it in the raid as well, she talks about having looked at all the paths that can occur in the future based on her choice. And she said essentially every path led to destruction if she didn't bring down the shield and let the Legion in. So my question is, do you feel like that's the full truth, or do you think that there was also a power play there by her?
That isn't the full truth.
Okay, so...
I fully believe that because, so for those that don't know, we kill her in the raid.
Yes.
She's dead. Echo of her spirit says, I was wrong, I misjudged everything I could have seen, blah, 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 please forgive me, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to forgive you.
Well, I mean, if every other path led to destruction and this path led to us going in there and taking her out, but her people are still fine, then essentially she did the only thing she could.
Well, and the other thing, no, she did it because she thought she would be saving and guaranteeing a future for her, her people. But the thing is, this is the Burning Legion we're talking about. They don't give a crap.
No.
And they will just say, oh yeah, we'll say this, while they have their fingers crossed behind their back and be like, yeah, we'll totally do that. Yeah, yep, uh-huh. And then once they get what they want, okay, now we're gonna destroy your kind.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that could have been what she saw. She could have seen, like,
well,
look, if I say no now, they're just going to come in, they're going to wipe us out. But if I say, yeah, come on in, let's do this, then eventually, these people over here, our lovely heroes of Azeroth, are going to come on in here and take me out.
Well, these are the actual quotes from in-game. For the intro, for the beginning, before you start the fight. I foresaw your coming, of course, the threads of fate that led you to this place, your desperate attempt to stop the Legion. My people face a similar dilemma. I peered into all possible futures in search for an answer and found only one. The Legion's victory is inevitable. Every time stream shows it to be so. Had we resisted, they would have taken the Nightwell by force and left us bereft of it. I could not allow my people to starve, to waste away without its energy sustaining us. So a bargain was struck. Now I see a future where the Legion is victorious and my people endure. This is the thread that must be preserved. I will do everything in my power to make it so. Your deaths ensure the future of the Nightborn. Come forward then. Let us speed you towards your fate. Real quick, One of the things she says there that I find interesting is, I peered into all possible futures in search for an answer. How did she do that?
The Eye of Amonthul.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty good with the time magic.
Okay. So then the outro, she says, in all possible futures I scryed, I did not foresee one in which you were victorious. I wonder, will you defeat the Legion? Will you fail? Time eddies about you, fits and starts. Nothing is certain. Perhaps you will win, and in saving your world, my people would be freed from the terrible bargain we were forced to make. Fates be damned, I cast my lot in with yours. Champions, go now, face Gul'dan. I will aid you as best I can, and perhaps together we can save us all.
So, 2 things really quick. 1, am I the only one in this podcast that has done all of the quest line?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay. So, right before you go into the Nighthold and everything, you encounter Elisande, and she freezes everybody in time magic and tells you how you're pathetic and everything and whatnot. But the key thing being here is, 1, she's only looking out for the air quotes betterment of her own people. 2, in my personal opinion, it's better to die fighting than to sit there and just take it
Oh, yeah. No, I
and be
agree.
comfortable.
Yeah. Though we have to admit, though, to a certain extent, she was looking out for her people. So there is a loyalty to her people that I can't dismiss. Now, would I choose the easy path of just giving in? No. But I also can't see into the future currently.
We also have to remember that one of her right-hand people was Thorissa. I can't even say her name. And
Yeah.
she was one of the right-hand people. She was one of the Arcanists under Elisande.
Right.
And she did not agree with this. She said no.
Yeah.
And was fully, because it wasn't just we're doing this to protect to protect people. It's because that makes zero sense when Elisande is willingly giving Nightborn people to the Legion in mass. Man, woman, and child. Like, you encounter this in the quest lines. You go and you save them that have been taken near Felsold Hold, and you save the people. You go from Suramar, you sneak onto a boat, and you go and you save these people. Or there's the daily where you have to save these children because these children are being... And people put in cages. You're saving these children and these people put in cages because they're there so that the Legion can take them away and use their essence to fuel their machines.
Right.
And so that's where it's like, yeah, Elisande, you're full of it. If you're saying you care about your people, because if you care about your people, why are all these people being killed by the Burning Legion? And why are you feeding them to the Legion?
Well, it might be one of those things where she's got blinders on.
Oh, no. She is complicit. You find this out in quest lines.
Oh.
That's why I'm saying it's bull. It's a load of bull.
So it is.
It's for my people.
So
yeah,
it is,
yeah. World's smallest violin for you.
So it is part of power play then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But then she's willing to help us. This is what.
No. She isn't willing to help us. She's like, well, I'm dead now.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah.
Well, she says, "I will aid you as best I can," but she
Yeah.
didn't just say, "I'm dead now." She said, In all possible futures I scried, I did not foresee the one in which you were victorious. So in her mind, prior to the fight, there's no way we were going to win because she saw everything was...
But it's also why the whole I did this to protect my people doesn't make sense when she's willingly feeding them.
Right.
Like, you have people, you have
It could
like, when you unlock the vineyards, you remember that quest line where you go around searching, and there's that one female Nightborn that interrupts a guard beating on a worker, and she's like, "No, stop!" That worker goes reports to Ellison, and later on that guard goes reports to Ellison. Comes back and says, by Ellison's orders, "You're dead."
Right.
And kills the NPC that helped you around.
Yeah.
So again, it's like, she doesn't care.
Right.
I mean, it could be one of those situations too where it's like, this is I did what I thought I had to do, and then things got out of hand.
Well, and Alexander...
now that the Legion's there, she can't really be like, "You guys get out. Stop that. No.
And Alexander in chat makes a point. It makes sense if you realize that the peasants are not her people.
Yeah, but I'm kind of going with Queen Azara. Yeah, her definition was pretty narrow, but I mean, Ellison saw that Ashara was nuts. So
yeah, but what if Ellison is thinking, my people are the aristocrats, when she talks about her people?
Loyal to me. Yeah, screw
that makes
the poor
it does.
people.
Yeah.
So I think
it's
interesting to look at her because she's Blizz doing a wonderful job making a complex character that can be interpreted in a variety of different ways. And again, she's the second to last boss in Nighthold. So you do an interesting fight. If you haven't looked at it, you actually fight her 3 times. She rewinds time, which I thought was not rewinds time. It's I don't know how to explain it, but it's interesting.
It's not like the end of Doctor Strange, where he's just
no.
I've come to bargain.
So Nighthold itself is the largest structure on the Broken Isles, and it was originally built as it was centered around the Nightwell. It is a beautiful. When we talk about elven architecture, it is stunning. When you walk through the place, it is some of the most beautiful stuff I've ever seen. So I was pretty happy with the work they had done there. The bosses in there, some of them don't seem to make a ton of sense to me. Like some of the early ones, I was like, meh. But then you get into some of the ones that are Nightborn, like Spellblade, Aloriel, High Botanist, Telarn, and the big one is Star Augur Atreus. We were talking about this before the podcast started, or no, we were talking about it when we were talking about me doing Night. It's beautiful. I mean, when the walls come down and you see the expanse for Star Augur Atreus, I literally stopped DPSing for a moment as I looked at the planets and the stars around me. Stunning work. All of these are, again, these are Nightborn. You're fighting the elves, and then you get to fight some demons as well. You fight Tichondrius, and you fight Croesus. And you should remember Croesus from the original Broken Isles entrance.
Broken Shore.
Or Broken Shore entrance.
Yeah.
Where you fought the guy in the fell lava. That big
yes.
Doom Lordy guy. The one who seemingly killed Tyrion Fordring, I put on here. Which is interesting because we've already fought him once. We beat him once. We get to fight him again. We beat him again in a very similar fashion. And then we get to Gul'dan. Now, there are spoilers here if you haven't done the raid. Okay, I'm sorry. So if you haven't done the raid, yeah, Fluent's gonna have to deal.
Yeah, well, Floon already knows. So.
Yeah, I know. The fight with Gul'dan initially starts with he's protected, and you have to fight these 3 demons. But then he's released, and then you're fighting him. And the fight with him is, well, it's even difficult on looking for LFR. I mean, it was not an easy fight. We actually wiped several times. But what you find out at the end of that is Gul'dan is essentially forsaken by the Legion. They leave him because during the whole fight they're giving him power.
Yeah.
But by the time you beat him, they've decided, okay, this is a waste. And that's when you see Illidan. And the cinematic's awesome because you're looking at Gul'dan, and then behind Gul'dan, Illidan opens his wings. So all you see is his wings first. And I'm like, what? And he takes and he grasps Gul'dan, and Gul'dan essentially turns to fell dust. And all that's left is Gul'dan's skull, and Illidan crushes the skull. So, obviously, lore ramifications are huge here. What does Gul'dan's death at the hands of Illidan mean? Conjecture?
I hope it doesn't mean we're getting another Draenor.
Oh Lord, please no, never, ever, ever.
Sorry,
But,
somebody had to go there.
Seriously, I hated Kata, but I hated Warlords more. But I'm thinking what it is, like, it's really symbolic of I'm not going to rely on this anymore, and now we're going to go after the Burning Legion. Because he did absorb the power of Gul'dan, like, in Gul'dan's skull before, and this time, instead of absorbing it, he just crushes it in his hand and lets the dust fall. So, I haven't seen... should probably look that up on YouTube. The mythic only phase.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Yeah, me neither. I'm talking straight what I've encountered, obviously. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
This is where we go speechless for a moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is tough.
One of the things that Illidan says is, "Follow me into the abyss." Now we know.
Oh! Okay, sorry, keep talking.
Okay, so we know that we're going to be going to
Yeah,
whatchamacallit, to
Argus.
Thank you, Argus, and so when he says, "Follow
I wish
me,"
they hadn't have told us. I wish they would have waited until this to reveal it. I wish it would have been like, boom.
well, here's my question though: does "Follow me into the abyss" mean Argus, or does it mean something else?
Well, I mean, first we got it. I mean, so essentially we're going to Tomb of Sargeras next. So
Right.
Which, if you thought Nighthold was pretty.
Oh, I
I'm
can't
so
wait.
excited.
Oh.
my
so
God.
excited.
So if you all haven't seen, you need to go look at Wowhead's coverage of Tomb of Sargeras, because some of the stuff is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Like, this is the most beautiful raid I have seen. I haven't gone into PTR and done testing or anything because I don't know if they've really done boss testing yet. Can't remember. But I like seeing just the screenshots and stuff of some of the areas. It literally, because like the Tomb of Sargeras originally was this beautiful night elf temple to Loon.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got a lot of that, and then there's splotches of corruption and wear and tear. So I cannot wait to go in there and see it. Just see it.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's going to
Yeah.
be phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Oh, so awesome.
The excitement begins.
A note on Gul'dan, I just pulled up Method's kill video, and what happens in the Mythic only phase is because the whole time during the fight of Gul'dan, basically, he's got the crystal that is Illidan. He's feeding it souls and everything. So you get to have fun fighting Illidan. It's not Illidan,
Right.
but it's a possessed Illidan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I think one of the things to think about, right? So obviously it feels like we're going to be teaming up with Illidan, right? As we move forward. But I wonder, are we then going to have to fight Illidan? Has he officially turned quote-unquote good guy?
No, there's recent stuff that's been put up that you see, like, this is very, very recent. This is just in the past, like, 2 days or so. On Wowhead as well, that that we see what is her name? Maiev and Illidan side by side working together.
Oh,
Interesting.
I want to hear
And,
that
and,
story.
and a note on Sisal and what you said in chat, would prefer more Timeless Isle than Tanan level of fun. Yes. Okay, so the Broken Isles. So something for next 7.2 that's going to come is we're having all these demon invasions all over the place, as well as like the area that Tomb of Sargeras is on. It's going to be a la Isle of Quel'Danas. They've already said that. It's
Excellent.
Type thing. Again, all this stuff is on Wowhead, and you can go scrolling through and everything. They released their 7.2 survival guide. The reasoning for that release is it was announced PvP season is ending.
Yeah.
What happens about usually 2 weeks or so after PvP season ends? They usually implement the patch. It's usually right around the time, because PvP season ends, then they take a little while to like distribute all the titles and like rewards and stuff, and then immediately after that, hey, patch. But we're pretty sure, of course, that this is going to be the build up to Tomb of Sargeras. We're not going to be like wham bam, thank you ma'am, and get Tomb of Sargeras right out the gates, because they only just implemented Gul'dan in Nighthold LFR.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope we get a decent ramp up. It's not just like kaboom.
Kaboom. And there it is. Well, I think wherever it goes, I think they've set themselves up for some good stuff. It's just a matter of, so the real question begins, right? What's going to be the next X pack? That's not for this podcast. We're not doing that this week. But I think it's something.
It's gonna be.
I'm telling you,
wonder...
it's the Stardew Valley and the Farmville extract. We're just
Jeez.
gonna go off. We're just gonna have our own little place. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna chill, drink some wine.
I'm still wondering if they're going to like just have a lead into Argus be that
A lead into the next X pack.
See, now they said we're going to Argus in 7.3. They didn't say what we were doing there.
Right.
Yeah, we could just be going to Argus and then being like, "Okay, guys, see you next X pack."
We get to Argus and it's like, oh, we are not prepared.
We are not prepared. I love that.
What you did there, Floon. I see it.
I will take any instance I can to not prepare.
Oh God.
All right. Well, I think we've covered enough of the main topic this week. It is time to move on to one of my favorites, which is
Questions
and answers. Every week we go ahead and check the Twitter feed that's at the LoreCraft to see if anybody has sent us any questions that we can answer here on the podcast. If you have a question you want us to answer here, all you have to do is send it at the LoreCraft, #CraftyQuestions. That's CRAFTIE, not Y. If you use Y, you probably have somebody creating stones out of clay and then putting them in the bottom of a fish tank so that lizards can walk all over them. Okay.
I have no response.
Yeah, I got nothing that one. Okay.
What Flune
Oh.
says, I can't. I can't even.
Literally can't even.
What I need to
Yes.
start doing is just pre-writing them.
No.
No, it's more fun this way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got three questions. The first one comes from Leandro Mariano and says, at Machic ED, can I make a question for your next episode about lore? Why are human DKs allowed in Alliance, but not the Forsaken? It's a good question.
Well, the Forsaken came first.
But
Have you seen the Forsaken? I mean, really.
No, but
I
what
mean,
he's saying is, right, so a Forsaken DK is essentially a human DK. So why aren't Forsaken DKs allowed in the Alliance?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
A Forsaken DK can actually be a Forsaken that was resurrected again and turned into
Right.
DK.
But in the
Okay,
long
that's gonna
run
hurt my
though,
brain.
he was still
I know, right?
Wait a minute, but he
Oh,
was still
God.
originally a human, right? So
You can. I'm going to give the TLDR version of. You can blame the Scarlet Crusade for that.
well, I think what it comes down to is game mechanics. That's the only real answer here.
Oh yeah.
Because human DKs,
Lore wise though too.
but human DKs are essentially Forsaken.
No. I mean,
They are.
can be kind of the same, but I mean, let's be real here. You put a Forsaken and a human next to each other, I can pick one out right away.
True, but really it's a matter of rotting, isn't it? They've just rotted more.
Yeah. They've rotted. Get them out of my alliance. Bye bye.
I'll remember that, Mr. Blue.
Now, Alexander says, Alliance race Death Knights fought for the Alliance before their death. Forsaken never did. They're fighting against. But the Forsaken did at one point fight for the Alliance, right? And hence the reason why they're now Forsaken is because they were overtaken by the Scourge. I mean, the Scourge happened... Now, they didn't happen... The Scourge happened before the current quote-unquote alliance, but there was an alliance with Lordaeron prior to the Scourge coming. We see that when in the first invasion of the Orcs.
We can also boil it down real easy to racism, because your humans, like if you do the undead quest line through Silver Pines Forest, Sylvanas says like they tried to this is their home. They were chased out of their home by people that they once called friends and family, and they just want to stay in their home.
Right.
That's it. And when they tried to just stay there peacefully, oh heck no, we're going to burn down your buildings and we're going to light you on fire and we're going to chase you out of the towns and whatnot that you were in to begin with.
True. Well, okay, so
Yeah.
coming... Oh, Vey. It's a great question.
It is a good question.
So Alexander says, the Forsaken, even freed of the Lich King, were only fighting against the humans, except they may have never fought against the Scourge, but they fought against the Orcs. Because the ones in Lordaeron fought against the Orc invasion. So at one point, they were against the Orcs. They were then overtaken by the Scourge. They became Forsaken.
That's what Alexander means.
What do you mean?
The Forsaken, even freed of the Lich King, have only fought against the humans. I'm pretty sure they mean the Forsaken themselves.
Right. Yes, and I agree with that statement. But I guess part of the question is, why are they not... So could not a Forsaken who may have fought against the Alliance for a long time, but then died and were resurrected as Death Knights, decide that they wanted to go back to the Alliance? I know, it's getting deep. We're getting deep here.
I mean, I would assume that they would just want to stick with who's been loyal to them for the longest time.
That's
and
true.
The Forsaken are the most, the most discriminated against race, and wow, because everybody's like, we don't want you here because you're ew and
You gross me out.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I feel the same way about goblins though, so it's not just Forsaken.
It's not just Forsaken.
My warrior takes offense to that.
Well, I'll punt
My
you, warrior.
one goblin.
Yeah.
One single goblin. I used to have a goblin warlock, and then I race changed her to troll because
It's a better call. I can get on board with trolls.
I have to keep my goblin warrior as a goblin because she's the running joke of the guild, because she's a green goblin in green armor riding a green drake with a giant green shield that's bigger than her. So she is called the guild pickle.
Oh, see, now I want a pickle.
Oh, dude, this sounds good. Bring me one.
So this whole Forsaken thing has another dimension. Grin in chat says, why can't undead be pallies, but can be priests, and Taurens can be pallies?
One, the Taurens worship the sun, and they have that whole sun walking
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I agree with that.
Anyway, in lore, your priests that are undead are not holy and are not disc. They are shadow priests.
Correct. Yeah, and so
obviously
there's
everything breaks down when you insert players into the mix.
Yeah, so this is, if we're talking straight lore ramifications, it's because they're shadow priests. They are, in fact, there's also been things written that even if you had things like holy priests, when they would use holy spells, they would actually be hurting or harming themselves in the use of those spells. And the idea of holy light is, so for a paladin, the whole reason behind a paladin being a paladin is because they are so righteous. Their beliefs are so strong that and everything is so good. You know, they're fighting for everything that is right, which is not really in a Forsaken's mindset. And so that is part of that where Forsaken really should not be paladins. I had to think of the word there. So I mean, yeah, I mean, paladins, you really need a race that's going to be highly zealous, I guess would be the best word, right? Because they're zealots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, let's keep rolling. Our next question comes from Saisil. Saisil says, at the LoreCraft, #craftyquestions. What are your opinions on unattainable goals? Is an undead seeking to become truly living again? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I.e., an undead seeking to become truly living again. Why is that unattainable? Right? Oh, well, big thank you to Grin who is now following us. Grin, I hope you liked your answer. See? When we answer people, they follow us. But I mean, so unattainable goals. Again, I don't think.
I mean, truly living again. I mean, they're.
But isn't there enough magic in?
Well, look, we got another Gul'dan, so I'm assuming, I guess anything's possible.
So no, this is kind of touched on with the Red Dragonflight of Alex Strazo saying, like, we can't do this. Like, they could potentially be resurrected, but at the same time, it would be a slow and painful death.
Okay, and so my further question is, in regards to the question, is opinions on unattainable goals in regards to roleplay, or just I mean, my opinions on unattainable goals is that they're unattainable. You know what I'm saying? So that's you got me there, Saisil, and I know you're in chat. So once this becomes live on the actual Twitch, maybe you can get a little more specific in regards to the question. But we'll come back to that one. Our last question here comes from Yami. Oh,
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we were doing mythics yesterday. Me and my guild, Dawnfire Clan. We're doing mythics yesterday, and one of my guildies randomly says, "So Yami!" And I'm like, "Oh god, what?" And they said, "So, does a dragon weigh as much as a dragon when it's in its shapeshift form? Like, if say a dragon turns into a tauren, does it weigh as much as a tauren, or does it weigh as much as a dragon?
It's a good
or,
question.
Or, like, say that dragon turns into a gnome, does it weigh as much as a dragon, or does it weigh as much as a gnome?" And I'm just like, Blizzard magic, okay? And I was like, I have to ask this to Magic them and be like, this needs to be a question that we go over.
So here's my thought on that, right? I don't know.
I don't think
I
so.
know, right? But
I mean,
it's still at the same time, it's kind of like a...
Okay. Well, what if
and
dragons don't weigh as much as we think? Maybe they're made of something extremely. What's the opposite of dense?
Less dense.
Less dense.
Well, see, the thing is, if they weighed as much as a dragon did, I mean, they would fall through floors in buildings. I mean, that's a lot of weight. If we're looking at a dragon, right, and we're going,
Yeah.
I'm looking at Chromie in a whole new light now.
I know, right? So many ways, like,
actually, brilliant example there.
point.
If we're talking about Chromie in gnome form weighing as much as Chromie in dragon form, we'd be going,
I just don't think that's possible.
no.
It can't be. I mean, just imagine, because I mean, if, just from that the book with the trial and the war crimes. Thank you, sweetie.
War crimes.
She, was getting up on a table. She'd break that table. She weighed as much as she did.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
So I think
Blizzard magic and Blizz logic. We'll just go with that.
Well, and that's exactly it. I think it's magic, right? And at some point we
yeah.
have to buy into this magic can make things magical.
We got to suspend our disbelief here with that one.
No. So jumping back then to Saisil, who did give us a little more info, basically what I mean by unattainable is stuff that would require for Blizzard to say, yes, this is possible, or no, it's not. So that cleared it up, right?
Well, it's times like this. I wish we still had Sean Copeland on Twitter.
Well, yeah. I'll tell you what, Saisil, all those answers will be in Chronicle Volume 2.
Who knows? They might actually end up being... I'm thinking because it deals with such necromancy and such corruption of the living. Death Knight magic, like raising somebody from undeath. Like death and making them undead. It deals with such... Because this isn't even going by WoW, this is just going by occult and necromancy knowledge and stuff like that. Yay.
Right.
But, I went to school with a lot of pagans, okay? So, and the occult fascinated little goth Yami as a teenager. So, but, like, the absolute corruption of life is essentially what it is.
Right.
And you are dealing with raising someone from the dead. You're reanimating them, but it is a desecration and an insult to life as a result.
Right.
So,
So I think they're definite questions. Yeah, I don't have an answer. I'm gonna leave it as.
I mean,
Blizz does all sorts of weird stuff. So, I think they'll say.
Ask that question at the next BlizzCon panel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
when it's BlizzCon, if you're there or know somebody that's going to BlizzCon, ask them. So hey. I have this question.
And
type
it confounds me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, big thank you to those that sent us questions and answers. If you have a question that you'd like answered, then all you have to do is send it to @theLoreCraft, hashtag crafty questions, at CRAFTIE questions, and we will respond to them here if we fully understand them, which may not always be possible.
Whoa.
Luckily, Sysil...
We never answer things we fully understand.
Okay. Okay.
Flood makes a point.
Yeah, you have...
Every now and then I make one.
It is only one. But
Darn
his is
you,
a point.
Floon. All right, so let's go ahead with our last section, which is...
Oh, time once again for those reader emails.
Now, you probably got your hopes up that we had some reader emails. We do not. We have a total of 0 reader emails this week. So if you are interested in sending us an email, all you have to do is send it to machik@thelorecraft.com, and we'll read your email here. We'll chit-chat about it. We'll do good things. Oh, I also wanted to say we got a new follower, and I didn't grab the name. I always like to say hi to the new followers, but we were busy doing 8 billion things.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
So I'll have Floon find out who it was. So send us an email, machik@thelorecraft.com, and we will read it here on the air, which is unusual because we've had one pretty consistently for a while now. So the fact that we didn't have one this week is like, what? All right, this is my weekly only ad in the show. We don't have any actual real sponsors, but we do have some wonderful, wonderful Patreon supporters. Big shout out to our Patreon supporters, Mark, Andrew, Heather, PB, WoWplayer, Cray, and Matt. You guys are the ones that help us keep this going, and always want to give a big shout out to you guys. If you are interested in helping us keep the podcast running smoothly, check out our Patreon at www.patreon.com/thelorecraft, and you can find us there. And these guys have really helped us do some wonderful work here. So I appreciate everything that you guys have done. And that's all I have to say about that right now. I do want to reiterate, we will be having our 100th episode here coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's official. We'll be doing 2 giveaways. I've been saving up some of the Patreon money because I knew we were going to hit our 100th episode. We'll be doing a live giveaway of the Chronicle Volume 2, and then we'll be doing a non-live giveaway of the Chronicle Volume 2. So very excited about that. I'll be ordering mine this week, along with I'm also getting the cookbook.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate you.
You got to live stream some of that.
Yeah, I'm
Cooking.
well, I was reading some of the reviews on Amazon, and people said the recipes are actually really awesome. So
Yeah.
Well, Wowhead has also been doing a bunch of stuff with it, like,
is that what it sounded like?
literally. Oh, it looks so yummy.
I know, right? So I'm kind of
Like, they
stoked.
made the chili. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if they've made any of the desserts yet, but
Now I want dessert.
Oh, yeah, I've seen pictures.
I know, right?
Somebody did the claw, I can't remember the name of them, but they're shapes like claws, and they look so tasty.
Are they bear claws?
Yes, bear claws. Yeah, maybe that's not but that's it. That's what they look so good, and they did. Oh, I'm so excited. I plan
I'm
on.
sure they're.
I should live stream cooking that, shouldn't I?
That's what I just said. I just said that like 3 minutes ago.
I know, but I thought you meant live stream eating them because I can totally do that.
No, what we
Well-
should do.
Oh,
is
big shout
we
out to
should all make
Fireflies.
it. Who?
Fireflies, the new follower. It'll pop up on your screen in a second.
Oh, will it? Yeah, I missed the other one. I'm sorry.
No worries. It happens. See right there. Boom.
Boom.
So, yeah. I'm hungry now.
I know, me too.
I hate you both. I want cake.
It's okay. I think Faye's brownies
cup-
are
and-
ready,
and-
so
Are Faye's brownies ready?
they're ready.
You can mail
I
those to
hate
me.
you. I hate you so
I could
much.
mail them to you, but I'm gonna eat them instead.
You're mean.
As long as you
Well,
don't eat
yeah.
it. As long as you don't eat it live on stream, I'm okay with that. As he pulls it out from, this is
Hang
good.
on, I'll just open this drawer. There's no brownies in this drawer. though.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for the live. We actually jumped up to 13 or 14 tonight. So big,
I saw that. That
big
was
thank
good.
you to the live watchers tonight. We'll be back next week. Actually, sometime around between 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It all depends.
Yeah, it's 10 works better for me.
I know
'cause
it
it's
does.
after bedtime for the kids. So
Yeah. Well, and actually 10 is starting to work a little better for me, so maybe
Yeah.
we'll just officially move it to there. But yeah, don't forget to send your crafty questions or your emails. We'll be reading them here next week, and I don't think I'm missing anything. So who did last week's outro? Was it me?
It was me.
Oh, it was Yummy. So Floon, you get to do this week's outro, okay?
go on.
No, you have to do the outro.
I don't know the outro.
I'll do it then. A big thank you to everybody this week for coming and checking us out. As always, Legren is with us in memory because we continue to say, stay nerdy. You can't snort in the middle of the outro, Floon.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Blame my wife, okay?
So, Chronicle Volume 2 covers the history of Draenor and the events of the First and Second Wards, ending with Draenor's transformation into Outland.
I know, I'm so excited. I'm feeling it on the inside. They're actually in my shopping cart right now. Like, I just opened up Amazon and there they are. World of Warcraft Volume 2 and World of Warcraft, the official cookbook. So, okay, so here's some of the recipes, because I was talking about it. Some of the recipes in the cookbook. Hold on. So, you've got ancient Pandaren spices. You have, let's see, boiled clams, buzzard bites, fell eggs and ham,
I will not eat them.
sliced Zangar buttons. You've got the essential Brewfest pretzels with cheddar beer dip. Mulgore spice bread. I plan on eating that multiple times. You've got crunchy spider surprise. Beer basted boar ribs.
Those sound good. Oh,
You got, let's see, Dalaran brownies. I bet those are better than Faye's brownies.
no comment.
She's going to kick my butt. Pandarum plum wine. South Island iced tea. Cactus apple surprise. I can't wait. I plan on making one each night. The buzzard bites apparently
I
are
don't know
really
how
good.
I still don't know how I feel about this, Yami. I don't really.
I made you
Oh, that's not what I'm freaking out about. On the top of Wowhead, Anduin Win quests in 7.2, a found memento.
I found
Ooh.
memento.
The compass.
Oh! Though this brass compass has seen better days, the craftsmanship is of the highest caliber. Oh my gosh. That's going to be cool. There's a spoiler tag, so I'm not going to read any of it on here right now, but I am going to peruse it.
I'll link it, but
Oh my gosh. I can't talk about any of this right now. Okay. That's going to be exciting.
I looked up. I was like, where's the talking head box?
crying.
Oh,
He has to end when sounds like he's crying.
no, we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it right now. We want to, but we can't. I want to.
I don't know how it's spoilers though, because it's just getting and giving something back.
Well, I don't want to spoil it. Oh, tracker snacks. You can make tracker snacks. Do you remember tracker snacks in game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can make this.
Sorry, tell me more about this 2.8 million artifact power, though.
2.8. What?
You guys weren't watching that when
No.
it was the quest reward?
Oh yeah, you guys haven't been keeping track with how ridiculous artifact power is?
2.
Well,
Like
I-
it's stupid ridiculous.
That's over 9,000.
Okay, so those of us that were playing in alpha and beta kept telling Blizz, hey, so maybe you should put a cap on this, because you're going to burn out your players. Oh, no, it'll be fine.
So what you're saying is they burn out the players?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there is a 7.2 survival guide. I'll just link that super fast.
Dragon breath chili.
Oh, they made that. Wowhead actually made that.
Crunchy spider surprise. Conjured mana buns? Oh my gosh.
I think the conjured mana buns are just like,
They're conjured mana buns. Don't
well,
destroy
they're
my
actually
immersion.
cupcake.
I have immersion.
they're just biscuits.
So tasty.
Tasty biscuits.
I'm so hungry right now.
Well, I'm gonna get some brownies, and then
Are we running Halls of Happiness?
I think I have some chores to do.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and you should probably go to bed, right?
No, the kids have a 2-hour delay.
Okay.
So
give me some,